At 88, Max Baer Jr. finally speaks with a rare honesty that only time can offer about his life, his legacy, and the people who shaped him most deeply. Born Maximilian Adalbert Baer Jr. on December 4th, 1937 in Oakland, California, he was raised in the shadow of a legend. His father, Max Baer Sr., was the heavyweight boxing champion of 1934, a towering figure whose fame and larger-than-life personality created both privilege and pressure at home. His mother, Mary Ellen Sullivan, grounded the family with discipline, education, and compassion. Growing up under constant public scrutiny, Baer Jr. learned early how to carry both expectation and self-reliance. Yet, unlike many children of famous parents, he did not simply follow in his father's footsteps. Instead, he built a life defined by versatility, athlete, actor, producer, and businessman, always driven by a need to forge his own identity beyond the shadow of his father's legacy. A youth of talent and discipline, from sports to stage, Baer's childhood and adolescence were shaped by a balance of athletic talent and intellectual curiosity. At Christian Brothers High School in Sacramento, he earned letters in 4 sports simultaneously, proving that he was not a one-dimensional athlete, but a multi-talented competitor. He also won the Sacramento Open Junior Golf Tournament twice, a sign that his drive for excellence extended beyond the boxing ring. Yet he was not merely an athlete. His academic journey led him to Santa Clara University, where he earned a degree in business administration with a minor in philosophy. This blend of business and reflective thought would later guide his transition from actor to producer, director, and entrepreneur. Baer's first taste of performance came surprisingly early. At age 12, he appeared on stage in England at the Blackpool Pavilion in Goldilocks and the Three Bears. That early experience hinted at a future that would eventually take him far from the world of boxing and into the spotlight of entertainment. A rising actor in Hollywood's golden age. By the early 1960s, Max Baer Jr. had become a familiar face in Hollywood. Signed to Warner Brothers, he appeared in a string of popular television series, including Maverick, Surfside 6, 77 Sunset Strip, Bronco, Sugarfoot, and It's a Man's World. These early roles helped him absorb the speed and discipline of television production during its golden age. Baer learned quickly that the industry demanded not just talent, but stamina and professionalism. Each appearance built his reputation as a reliable performer, someone who could deliver under pressure. Yet even as his career progressed, he was still searching for the role that would define him. Little did he know that his most famous character was about to change not only his life, but the entire cultural landscape of American television, Jethro Bodine. The role that made him famous and confined him. From 1962 to 1971, Baer played Jethro Bodine on the Beverly Hillbillies, the naive and lovable nephew of Granny, whose simplicity and good intentions made him a fan favorite. The show became a cultural phenomenon, and Jethro became a household name. But fame came with a cost. The character was so beloved that it also became a cage, limiting Baer's opportunities as an actor. Typecasting followed him like a shadow, as audiences and producers could only see him as Jethro, not as the versatile performer he had proven himself to be. Despite this, Baer continued to work in television, appearing in Love, American Style, Vacation Playhouse, and the 1967 war film, A Time for Killing. Yet the truth remained. The role that made him famous also threatened to define him forever. Reinvention behind the camera. Becoming a filmmaker. Aware of the limitations of typecasting, Baer made a bold decision to reinvent himself behind the camera. He began producing, writing, and starring in his own films. His first major effort was MacArthur County Line, 1974, followed by The Wild McCullochs, 1975. These projects allowed him to take control of his own narrative, proving that he could create as well as perform. His breakthrough came in 1976 with Ode to Billy Joe, a box office success that established Baer as a capable filmmaker. The film's success proved he could transcend the Jethro image and be taken seriously as a creator. His final directorial effort on Hometown USA in 1979 further cemented his reputation as a filmmaker. Yet his ambitions extended beyond Hollywood. He was already thinking like an entrepreneur, building a vision that blended nostalgia with business. Businessman and visionary, building a Beverly Hillbillies empire. Baer's talents extended far beyond the screen. He proved himself equally capable in business, moving into real estate and the casino industry. His vision was ambitious. He wanted to build a sprawling Beverly Hillbillies enterprise that combined nostalgia with entrepreneurship. He saw the value in the brand and understood the power of legacy. While others might have rested on past fame, Baer pursued new ventures, proving that he could survive and thrive in industries far removed from acting. This transition also reflected his desire to be seen as more than just a television character. He wanted to be a creator, a builder, a man who could shape his own destiny. His business ventures were not merely financial, they were a statement of independence. Love, loss, and public scrutiny, Baer's personal life. Baer's personal life was private, but not untouched by public attention. He married Joanne Kathleen Hill in 1966, but the pressures of fame and the strain of a public life contributed to their divorce in 1971. Later relationships, including a long-term association with Victoria Principal, would resurface in controversy decades later when allegations emerged and were firmly denied by Baer. Those years reinforced his desire for privacy. He had learned the hard way that fame could distort the truth and magnify personal struggles. Even so, Baer never lost his dignity. He continued to move forward, choosing to protect his family and his reputation rather than chase public attention. His silence was not weakness. It was a deliberate choice to control the narrative of his own life. The woman behind Granny, Irene Ryan's true strength, now, with time offering clarity rather than caution. Baer speaks most poignantly about Irene Ryan. To audiences, she was Granny, the feisty comedic heart of the Beverly Hillbillies. But behind the scenes, she was a formidable force. Baer admits that he underestimated her at first. She was sharp, demanding, and tougher than anyone he had ever met. A seasoned survivor of vaudeville, radio, and film, she intimidated him as a young actor, but also taught him the meaning of professionalism, preparation, and respect for the craft. She demanded excellence and tolerated no laziness. Her instincts, Baer says, were always correct, and she protected the integrity of her character fiercely. He now recognizes that her strength was the foundation of the show's success, and that her comedy was built on years of struggle and discipline. The warmth behind the toughness, Irene Ryan's real story. Baer also reveals the other side of Irene Ryan, her dry, wicked humor and hidden warmth. Few saw this side of her because she rarely let it show publicly. Her life had been marked by hardship, failed marriages, and years of insecurity before fame found her late in life. Yet she refused to slow down, even as her health declined. Her death in 1971 felt to Baer like the end of an era, not just a television show. He now insists that history remembers her laughter, but not the strength it took to create it. Her legacy was not just comedy, it was survival, resilience, and an unbreakable work ethic. Baer's admiration for her has grown with time, and he now sees her as the true backbone of the series. Friendship and Farewell, Buddy Ebsen and Don Douglas, alongside Ryan, Baer cherishes the friendship he shared with Buddy Ebsen. Their bond was built on mutual respect and genuine affection. It lasted until Ebsen's final days, when Baer and Don Douglas visited him in the hospital shortly before his death in 2003. With Douglas's passing in 2015, Baer became the last surviving regular cast member of the Beverly Hillbillies, a living bridge to a bygone era of television. He carries those memories alone now, holding them with a mix of pride and melancholy. The show that once united millions with laughter now lives in him as a private treasure, an era of warmth, simplicity, and enduring characters. In his final reflections, Baer does not speak of myths or nostalgia, but of the hard-earned truth behind the legacy. Outro, the last witness to an era. Max Baer Jr. stands today as the final witness to a television era defined by humor, heart, and unforgettable characters. He has lived a life marked by fame, reinvention, and the struggle to be seen as more than a single role. Yet his most honest reflections now focus on the people who shaped him, especially Irene Ryan, a survivor who earned every laugh she ever gave. Baer's story is not just about celebrity. It is about resilience, reinvention, and the quiet strength of those who build their lives from the ground